Gaming Morning Show.
Things put on pancakes and rhyming bear intros. Austin confused about whose sister married the bros. In the UK, dooley-doo tugs on our heartstrings. Gaming Morning Show is one of our favorite things.
It's Paul.
It's Paul.
Ah, who are we kidding?
Pumpkin spice and fall. Paul.
We all know our favorite thing is the season of Paul. Pumpkin spice latte time! Besides the tasty drinks, the weather is cooler.
We get the most time where it's cooled off, but it's not always rainy. Sometimes it's rainy for part of the day, but then it dries up and it's just a nice, cool, cloudy day. I like that.
There's football on.
Man, did we have a great football weekend. Both of our teams performed to the tippy top of their tippiest top of performance, and boy, football is fun.
That's gotta be enough for all of the hosts of Gaming Morning Show, right? Right?
Okay, so when Club Penguin changed, they changed everything, they got more mainstream, and I wrote them an email. And I was like, it would be really nice if you guys could go back to the way things were, because the original Penguins, we really miss it. I speak on behalf of all of the OG Penguins, and we all are really upset. Right, you've changed, man.
You're the Lorax for Club Penguin.
I was. I speak for the Penguins.
Well, penguin begins with a P. So, happy Paul, everyone, from all of us at GMS. Broadcasting live from Redner's Rescued Cat Figurine Museum in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin.
When Sean Redner told his wife, Hillary, that he wanted to turn their Wisconsin home into a museum of cat figurines, she had a predictable response. We're gonna do what?
We'll do that some other time, huh? Okay then. Broadcasting live from the same places they've been since 2020. It's time for Gaming Morning Show.
Morning! Gamer! Welcome in. Gaming Morning Show is ready to go. It is the first show of October, believe it or not. This is Monday, October 3rd. It's the 3rd of October. That's right. 2022. It's good to see you. That's Sean, otherwise known as Sports.Gaming. I'm Hefty Goof. It's good to see you. Football's silly, and I don't want to talk about football. Can we just do anything today other than talk about the sport of football, please? That's all I want.
Yeah, let's double check. Days of the day, not national, only talk about football day. Oh yeah, I think we're clear.
Okay, good.
I think we're good.
Is there really a national only talk about football day? That's going to be a long day for me.
It wouldn't surprise me. And it's probably in April. No one knows why.
It's this just doesn't make sense. We don't get it. Why on earth would this be now? I figured out. Wow. Thank you for being here. You can and thumbs up the show at facebook.com/gamingmorningshow, youtube.com/gamingmorningshow. We have GMS Tuesday nights debuting tomorrow. We'll tell you more about that coming up. We have stories on the way, including a Michigan cat that is officially the tallest in the world. I didn't ever think about measuring height, but kind of makes sense. So it's on the way. Also, when a moose unexpectedly pays a visit to a Maine daycare, I don't believe any children were hurt in the making of this story. So it's good.
A Maine daycare, not one of those side hustle daycares.
Secondary daycares, correct. Yeah, this is the primary daycare for all of me. It's the only one. Speaking of daycare, today is Child Health Day, National Child Health Day, National Consignment Day, and it's National Boyfriend Day. So a couple options there. Yeah. So yeah, we appreciate you being here this morning. We spent most of the weekend together. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was fantastic. We got to spend lots of time together.
Yeah.
Some of it productive, some of it relaxing.
Oh, I felt so bad. So I invite Sean to come over yesterday to watch football, and one of the adults in my household, there's me and Hefty Wife, put Sean to work. And I felt bad. Sean doesn't mind, even though Sean should mind, but he doesn't. And my daughter got to sleep in her brand new bed because of Sean yesterday.
And you.
I felt so bad. My daughter comes out to me and says, "Hey, thank you for my new room." And I was like, "Child, 98.5% of that room is all your mother, you better be singing her praises. It wasn't me. I will admit, though, Sean's handy at electricity. He knows how to make it. He's like the Storm of gaming morning show.
It's broken right now.
I heard it. You just can't see it because lighting. Yeah. It's definitely working. Yeah. I'm all
sounds a little bit like a quiet blender.
Very fast. Very fast electric blender. Would you like a smoothie? Yeah, I think Sean can take care of that. Sean, like a strawberry smoothie, please.
Okay. Put them in and go. Done.
Why did it have 2 octaves? Weird. Good morning to Drew Mega. Good morning to IMJF Downs. Downs said she has an electric bed. No, sorry, I should have finished that loop, shouldn't I? Sean put in a new light fixture. He did the plugins too, the outlets, but they make lights now where the lights are just inside the light. You never change a light bulb ever again in your life.
Yep. That's all or nothing.
I mean, the sustainability person in me looks at that and is like, so if it burns, I have to throw that whole thing away, huh? But
Yep.
they're supposed to last a long time, so
Yeah.
here's hoping. Also, you think you could like just change out like the LED strips or something?
Theoretically, you could. It's just more than the average consumer is able to do.
Well, luckily, I have the Storm of brothers-in-law.
It's delayed sometimes.
Good morning to Drew Mega. I am JF Downs, if I didn't say that already. Thank you for being here. Downs says it's GMS Tuesday Night's Eve. That's true. Yeah, we're starting at 8 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to be playing GMS Game Night with some friends who are coming over for a board game. It's going to be fun. We have Hey It's Brendan TTV who will be stopping by. We will also have Element of One, and VG did try. So it'll be a lot of fun. That starts at 8 p.m. Pacific time, and we'll be playing the Game of Life, which, if I'm being honest with you, is my favorite board game of all time. I think I like the spinner sound, which sounds a lot like Sean's electricity power. So, yeah, who knew? Game of Life, blender, move 10 spaces. So, I'm a big fan. I've always liked it.
Yeah, life is fun. I especially like the not electric, I guess, video game versions of Life.
Yeah,
they do a good job.
Yeah, I had it on the iPad for a long time, so like I take the kids to a place and we'd play Life on the iPad, like while we were having a beverage or something like that. So I used to like playing it. Hopefully the computer version will be as good. I don't know if Steam will work or if it'll blow up my computer. I don't know. We'll have to find out.
We'll see.
Drew Mega said, "Ooh, Austin, such blind hope think you she can change the penguin world." No one can change the penguin world. It's not possible.
Nope.
If you heard the open, that's what we're referring to. Wrote a harshly worded email to Club Penguin back in the day to try to get them to revert it back to the original Penguin. Was hopeless.
Never worked.
But just kind of like the Lorax. The Lorax tried its hardest, and it just wasn't ever meant to be. So, Downs loves football, especially American-style football. I bet you do, Downs. You know what this is reminding me of? Downs picked the Philadelphia Eagles as his team for this year, and they are the only undefeated team in the National Football League. I think this is how I felt with Sean. I was telling him yesterday, we'll talk about this at Sports coming up 7:50. We watched the Formula One race yesterday, and I was like, Sean, I definitely think that like not having any drama in the championship race is kind of hard for me. It's kind of hard. I want more.
Yeah, last year was an anomaly.
An anonymity.
We can't have that every year.
The sea anomaly.
A sea anomaly.
So this, I'm telling you, Downs, if you got sucked in because, you know, they're undefeated, just wait. Just wait. Losing sucks. That's all I'm saying. Game of Life is awesome, says Drew Mega. I've not played it in a long time. And Sean's asking cryptic questions in the chat. That's okay. Down says, I still think I'm winning Monopoly. We have played a PlayStation, or it's like Monopoly Plus edition of Monopoly on the show with downs, and I think it's still going on my PlayStation. It's like,
I was gonna say, I think we're still in the middle of that.
It's like accruing interest or something like that as we speak. So, but yeah, look for that 8 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow, GMS Tuesday nights. And if you missed it on our Twitter, which you can follow us at WatchGMS on Twitter, we have. Nope, that's not it. This one, right? Twitter. Yeah, go there. You can see the full lineup for the month of October, as we will have GMS Fudge making its return coming a week from tomorrow. So we will continue our quest on Resident Evil Village, which all of us are thrilled about. If you're thrilled about it, say yay! Yay! Yeah, yay. I love being scared. Oh my gosh. There is a lot of Halloween commercials right now because, well, it's the month of October. Halloween's coming up at the end of the month. And Comedy Central had a commercial airing yesterday about the scariest show that's on Comedy Central, which is not that scary because it's Comedy Central. It's a comedy channel. But there's this part
Not Scary Central.
it sometimes can be, but it wasn't in that instance. No, it's never Scary Central. And they had like a snake jumping out of like the toilet, not the toilet bowl, but what's the back of the toilet called?
The tank?
The tank. Had a snake jumping out of the tank, and it startled me, and I wasn't pleased.
Ah.
You know who is making more appearances though these days? Is that
Chucky.
that damn doll from Child's Play. We were at your house and he popped up on screen.
Yep. That was the first time I've seen him this holiday season.
Yeah, there was some like rent movies call to action or something like that, and he was like the third one to show up on there, and I was like, oh. If you don't know, Chet, I was terrorized by that doll growing up as a kid. We had a My Buddy doll, which looked a lot like... It was definitely... Whoever made Chucky for the Child's Play movies was like, hey, we should use that overalls look from that one doll that they sell to children. That'd be a good idea. Ugh. There we go.
Nice.
True Mega says, I was going to say My Buddy. Yes, My Buddy was the name of the doll. There was a Kid Sister doll too, but the My Buddy was the one that I had. And it uses the exact same overalls and like the undershirt that the thing was wearing. So, how Mattel or whoever made My Buddy didn't sue the people who made My Chucky, wherever he goes. Well, wait, wherever I go, he goes, because that's what's going on for me. I can't escape him. Yeah. Not a big fan of Halloween scariness. Hard pass.
What about like not as serious scariness, like going to scary houses on Halloween?
Nope. There's too much reliance on jump scares. Well,
What if it's just a scary ambiance?
See, that feels unfair. Like I feel like I'm not being fair to the people who make haunted houses. There's not a reliance on jump scares, but jump scares just work. And so you'll have like the person who's, hidden around the corner, and then they jump out and they scare you. And I can't take that. Gosh, these long goals. Oh, frustrating. So no, I don't like going to haunted houses. As far as haunted ambiance, like where it's like uneasy, but there's not going to be like a payoff for that uneasiness I can handle at the very end, where it's like ah.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you recall, but one time there was somebody who's on the show who showed up at my house unexpectedly during the show and scared the heck out of me.
I don't know who that'd be. Was it Bear Bear?
You think it would be Bear Bear, but their initials are sports.gaming. Oh my gosh. Boo. Good morning to Forgettable Vendetta. A cat with a microphone installed inside it. You might think that that's a weird thing for someone to say right off the rip, but I forgot to tell you that today is National Techies Day. So we're asking, what is the coolest piece of tech that you actually want? And that's why Vendetta is saying a cat with a microphone installed in it. Please don't put microphones in your cats. Maybe on their collars, but don't put them inside. That could hurt the cat. Get in there. Get in there.
Nice.
Vendetta said too late. CIA already did. So, have you ever seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I have.
The very first episode is Jake Peralta is Andy Samberg's character with Melissa, I think her last name is Fumero, who plays his eventual wife, Agent Santiago, or Officer Santiago. And they're in an electronics store, and Peralta's like, I've solved the case, or something like that. And she's like, how? And he's like, I've had an informant all inside this whole time. And it's like one of those nanny cams with like a teddy bear with cameras inside it. And he goes, he can't return to normal life or something like that. He's been gone for too long.
He's in too deep.
Yep. So there you go, Vendetta. That's what you can get. CIA microphone cats. Oh. Oh, sorry. So, Vendetta, I gotta ask them, what makes you want to have the cat with the microphone? Like, what's a use case for that? You got someone you got to keep tabs on, Vendetta? Vendetta says nobody suspects a cat. What's that cat just sitting there licking its bottom, but pointing its mouth straight at us?
Why does that cat show up every time we have something suspicious to talk about?
Do you got the stuff? Yeah, do you got the stuff? Mm-hmm. Meow. 6:25 West Coast time. It's 9:25 out east. It is 2:25 for those watching GMS in the UK. I will admit, though, and I feel this right now, like, we did a lot of, like, nothing yesterday. I mean, it wasn't nothing, but we kind of relaxed pretty well yesterday, I will admit. Although
we struck a good balance.
Yeah, you did make a pretty cool dinner, and I wasn't very hungry, and I should have been more hungry for it. But I had good pizza for a snack, which was a hefty snack.
Nice.
But point being is I feel more tired today than I feel like I should, but that could be because I ate way too much food yesterday, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. And we were quite productive for the first part of the day. So.
Yeah, you're right. We should give more credit toward the balance. Fine. I did have to go to a hardware store, which that's always an adventure, so I'll tell you more about that coming up in just a bit. Also, a Michigan man's cat officially named the tallest in the world. That's coming up. What is the coolest piece of tech that's not out that you want, or maybe is out and that you want? We'll tell you more about what National Techies Day means. Also coming up next hour, we'll have a top 10 list in sports, so stick around for that. That's coming up on Monday, October 3rd, 2022. Right now, it's time to get the video game headlines of the day, and for that, as always, we turn our attention to hashtag Video Game Expert. Here's Sean.
Good morning. It is Monday, October 3rd, 2022, and this is your gaming morning show, Morning Gaming News.
Come back.
I fell down. Horizon Zero Dawn is a game that came out a few years ago and was fantastic, and it spawned a sequel, Horizon Forbidden West, and that was fun too. Sony being Sony and it being more than a couple years, they've decided that that's probably next on their list of games to remake/remaster. To do it after Horizon Forbidden West is silly, but Sony don't care. Horizon Zero Dawn is reportedly up next to be in the remake/remaster category for Sony, and reportedly is in the works alongside a new Horizon multiplayer game. This is all from Wesley LeBlanc of Game Informer. Not too much information as to what the multiplayer game is. And we also don't know if the remake or remaster is a remake or a remaster, whether it's being built from the ground up or if it's just kind of improving some graphics of the original game. We don't really know. This is all rumors and leaks from MP First. So we'll have to wait and see. But according to MP First, says that other sources have said that the PlayStation team, presumably Guerrilla Games, who has made the first two games, is developing an online multiplayer game set in the world of Horizon for PlayStation 5 and PC. They have two sources that were able to verify this project, and a third source went a step further, citing that the game will feature, quote, a form of co-op. However, the publication notes that it has not been able to verify whether or not the game's online functionality would include co-op or PvP. So we'll have to wait and find out more information about this online multiplayer Horizon game.
I mean, it's open world, right?
The game, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, those kind of make for potentially like fun multiplayer type games where you can run around and accomplish a whole bunch of stuff and whatnot. I guess there's good enough characters, having watched you played Horizon Forbidden West too, that you could have like a multiplayer, group type style game where you have to go on, missions to defeat the other team and your character select screens. So maybe I don't know what kind of multiplayer they're talking about though. It sounds like they don't know either.
Yeah, it sounds like no one really knows it, except for maybe the people actually making it. But it makes a lot of sense, especially having some of the larger robot beasts, being able to like cooperatively take down some of those with a group of people and kind of raid style missions. It could be a lot of fun. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Maybe that's what we need to be able to play as the robots.
Ooh. So we'll keep an eye out. They're clearly making a push for Horizon to continue to be a successful franchise, which makes a lot of sense because both games were a lot of fun and fairly well received, if I remember correctly. We already know about the Horizon spin-off game, which is going to be part of the PlayStation VR 2 launch. And so this would fit in with, having that spin-off and then having a remaster and then having a multiplayer spin-off. They're really trying to flesh out the products available in the Horizon world. So this fits, and we'll keep an eye out for it in the future. Speaking of multiplayer games, actual segue. Apex Legends has some limited time Halloween event offerings. This is from Cass Marshall of Polygon. They have 3 wild game modes and some Halloween themed skins. You can play as Chucky.
No.
Just kidding.
Deleting the game. I love that game. Just deleting it.
The event kicks off with the Shadow Royale, a trio queue mode in which eliminated characters respawn as speedy shadows that can double jump, revive their allies, and deliver extra melee damage. It's a chaotic twist on the usual formula, and this year it'll take place on the Olympus After Dark map. On October 11th, the Gun Run mode returns as Olympus After Dark, Fragment East, and World's Edge, and Skulltown from King's Canyon. Gun Run is a 4-team match where players have to get kills with their current weapon in order to upgrade to higher levels and more efficient gear. You have infinite ammo, health, and automatic respawns, and it's a fast-paced test of your mastery of the game's weapons. That sounds cool. And then October 18th, Gun Run's going to be replaced with the Control Limited Time mode, which has teams competing to see who can maintain control over key buildings on the Olympus After Dark, World's Edge, and Storm Point maps. And then lastly, the event wraps up on November 1st with one final week of Shadow Royale. Through Fight or Frights Run, players will be able to unlock Halloween-themed skins in the store tab, including a Bladed Wanderer skin for Seer or an Inner Demon skin for Ash Ketchum.
The Halloween mode, Apex, has been a lot of fun. It'll be cool to see Olympus, which is my favorite map, in the dark, so that'll be kind of cool. But I never get enough time to play as much of these modes as I want to, so it's like I'll hopefully catch one of these things that you just listed, but
yeah,
hopefully. As long as there's no Chucky in there. Ugh.
All Chucky all the time.
Yikes.
In our last news story, very sleepy story. Sonic announces a clothing collaboration with Rowing Blazers. This is a New York-based clothing brand, and this is from Brian Shea of Game Informer. They've announced a new line of Sonic the Hedgehog apparel. The collection draws inspiration from Sonic's aesthetics from the 1990s, with graphics inspired by the art from that time. Clothing items include a cotton sweater with Sonic's image, a zip-up polar fleece, heavyweight rugby jerseys, a French terry loopback hoodie, a cat jumping on the desk, cotton tees, and mesh shorts. It also includes some baseball caps, canvas tote bags, a necktie, and hand-embroidered Sonic patches for blazers and other clothing items. So if you're a Sonic fan, there's a lot of options here for all kinds of occasions.
Arturo's wanting that clothing now. That's why Arturo heard you talk about it. It was like, I want the Sonic clothing.
He's a big fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog.
There's like a pretty awesome looking blazer, like old school Sonic blazer with like red bordering in these pictures. Yeah. So, I like the old style Sonic. You can see it on your screen a second ago. The look of the Sonic from the 90s. Yeah. I'm not a huge Sonic fan, but I'd be interested in something like this.
Yeah, they did a good job. If you enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog and you like incorporating things like that into your everyday wear, especially if it's like in ways you wouldn't expect, like a nice polo with Sonic the Hedgehog or like a blazer with Sonic the Hedgehog, this would be a cool way to do it. So check it out.
It's pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie.
Blazer's really cool.
Never wear it. Pretty
exactly. But I like it. And always last but never least, we finish off today's Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News with the World Around segment, within a segment where we take a look at what is out today. Guardian Tales is out on Switch, Marauders is out on PC, and for the most prestigious award in video game focused morning shows, your favorite segment within a segment within a segment, today's Name of the Morning this morning, brought to you by Drew Mega, is Mars Base, out on PC.
Is that why you're asking Drew Mega A, B, or C?
Absolutely.
Wow.
These were all equally meh.
Good job, Drew Mega, with your personalized selection of Mars Base. Our GMS name of the morning will become our name of the month. You'll have to find out at the end of October, but it could be, and it'll be the Drew Mega Memorial Mars Base name of the month, if it happens. All right, thank you, Sean.
You bet.
It is 6:36 for this morning radio show that plays games. If you're a Patreon subscriber, you usually, or used to, once got double entries into a name of the morning / name of the month giveaway. We couldn't do that. It was against the rules. So we've modified it, and coming up tomorrow, we will announce the name of the month for the month of September, and then Patreon subscribers will have a chance to win it in our Discord channel for Patreon subscribers. So be on the lookout for that. You could be the winner of a September name of the month. If you're not a Patreon subscriber and you would like to become one, you can go to that link there, patreon.com/gamingmorningshow, and then we'll have your chance as well with a 6-pack of Name of the Month winners coming up at the end of the year. Thank you so much, Sean. Appreciate it.
You bet.
It's at 6:36 on this morning radio show that plays games. Today's topic of the day, Forgettable Vendetta saying, I want a cat with a microphone in it, which is bizarre. Maybe that's why Arturo's there. Were you talking about something?
Probably. And then I stopped and he left, so I guess that's why.
Typical microphone cats. Showing up when you don't expect them, then leaving before you're done. National Techies Day is today. It encourages students to consider a career In technology, with so many opportunities in growing technology fields, students seeking a career in technology will find promising choices anywhere they look. In 2012, Engine Advocacy commissioned a report by the Bay Area Council Economic Institute in California. According to the report, for every high-tech job, 4 more jobs are created. That's a lot of economic boost for one industry. By 2030, the technology sector will continue to grow, while other job sectors may decline. While the job's future changes, one thing remains steady: technology. Healthcare technology will continue growing by nearly 48%. While research ramps up, surgeons in medicine take advanced technologies to a whole new level with it. They need software specialists trained to maintain equipment and train medical personnel. So there you go. That's what Techies Day is about. So we're asking you, what is the coolest piece of tech that you actually want? I was told by my doctor the other day that they make these things called, well, I can't remember what they're called, but they're rings that go around your finger, which is what rings do. And then it tracks a lot of your like sleep and pulse and stuff. Have you heard about
it's
those?
like, it's like all the benefits of a smartwatch that can do the same, track your sleep and keep an eye on your pulse and sometimes your oxygen levels. It's all of those, but it's on a ring, and the battery life is a lot longer because it's not a watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I broke my watch that you gave me, which damn tile floor, but rest in peace, watch. But that ring thing sounds kind of intriguing because then you rarely would have to charge it. It's just that I also want the watch because I like being able to look at my wrist to find out if I actually need to respond to that message I just got.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is quite handy.
Yeah.
And I've never been able to use my watch in ways where you can track your sleep patterns and stuff like that because I charge it at night. So I don't know maybe I need a second watch. I charge that one during the day.
You need a watch and a ring, and then they can talk to each other about you.
With my microphone cat.
Thank you for being here at 6:39 on this morning radio show that plays games. Maybe the secret agent that we've been having record Sean for a long time without Sean's knowledge is actually outside that blind behind Sean, and we just didn't know. Maybe that's why Bear keeps hanging out.
Run, Sean, run!
So let's say hi to Bear for the first time this week. It is the month of October, and it's starting to get a little cold, Burr. So Bear looks inside and wonders what it's like to have no fur, because Sean doesn't. He's a human with skin. So Sean, please show us Bear, but don't let him in. Really? They all rhymed, but I was all over the place.
You wrapped it up and told a full story.
That's true. Okay. Bear wants in.
Also, for the note, Bear does have skin. It's just under his fur.
That's actually not true. Bear is one of the rare non-skin bears. His
no skin?
His epiphallus is showing. What's the second layer of skin?
Well, are you thinking epidermis?
That's the top layer of skin, right?
Yeah, that's just skin.
So
and then you have the dermis.
Sometimes scientific names are not as scientific because I think they are. Kind of overthought that one, didn't I? Drew Mega said, yeah, well, I don't mind remakes. I'm kind of feeling like more and more devs / publishers are using the route to become more lazy about having to develop new AAA games. Come on, we're in a 5th gen of consoles now with tech that is more powerful. We need innovative games. Otherwise, I feel like I may eventually move over to PC gaming more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just surprised that they've only made 2 of those Horizon games and they're already going to go to the remake. But should I be surprised by that? Because
no, that's really Sony's MO with their big first-party games lately, is to remake or remaster them for like the next generation consoles. But you don't need to. It's not that big of a leap. Like, yeah, they're better, but it's not like, you're not going from PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3. Like, that was a much bigger jump than 4 to 5. And even like The Last of Us, which was originally on the PlayStation 3 and then got remastered for the PlayStation 4 shortly after its launch. Like even that, like you go back and look at them, you can tell the difference, but it, in my opinion, it doesn't drastically change the game. I don't know. But yeah, Sony likes to have more money, so.
Well, and listen, I don't love that motivation for a lot of things, so that's never going to resonate with me. But I do need to actually watch someone play The Last of Us remake, because I need to actually judge with my own eyes. Like, would this be worth, if I was into this kind of game, would I pay $70 to have the right to play this game? But, you know, that was a wonderful game. Like,
right.
And you've expressed Horizon Zero Dawn was a pretty wonderful game. So, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I could see how it makes sense to some people. So
yeah, and it would be a lot different if this recent remake of The Last of Us was made, like if the original game was on the PlayStation 3, it never got remastered for the PlayStation 4, and then they remade it for the PlayStation 5. That would be a lot different. But this is now the third version of The Last of Us we've gotten.
Oh, I see your point. Like, yeah, if it had skipped a generation.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. Like, I played Resident Evil on the original PlayStation, and then they made a Resident Evil remake for the PS3, if I remember right. Maybe it was the PS4? But I remember, like, watching the difference between those two games. Like, it's clearly night and day.
Yeah. Well, and this isn't a new concept either. I mean, it's a lot more dramatic, but looking at Super Mario Brothers versus Super Mario Brothers All-Stars, it's just remakes of the first three Mario games, but you're going from one generation to the next, which had giant leaps in terms of changes, and now the differences between generations just isn't as drastic as it was between the SNES and the NES.
I don't know. I also remember Super Mario All-Stars was all of those games packaged together, so there's some inherent value in that as well. Like, yeah, if you could have bought Last of Us Part 1 and 2, and then be able to play those together and introduce them to a new generation, and maybe have them be, you know, two generations of console apart, then I think that makes, I guess that's more valuable. Like, for me, that's the hang-up I have, is the amount of money you have to spend in order to play the same game that maybe you played 3 to 5 years prior.
Yeah.
And probably, like, an economist is like, well, hefty, people will pay for it, so why wouldn't they do it? And that might be another disconnect. It's like, well, yeah, they will, but should we do that? So
yeah.
Drew Mega says, I feel like remakes of games that came out like 7 to 10 years ago is fine. Like they did with RE2 and RE3, and now 4, so hyped for this, Final Fantasy 7. But a game that came out 3 to 5 years ago, that's lazy. Down says, I think if anyone remakes remaster, they need to make a new game out of it, like Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah. It's something that doesn't really have a solution either, because if they never made mastered versions, there would be people that would be like, the PlayStation 5 is my first PlayStation console. I want to play The Last of Us, but the only version I can play is the last gen version. Why isn't there a new gen? Like, there's always going to be someone that's not getting what they want out of the ecosystem, or thinks that, like, oh, this is just a cash grab, which I still think that's the motivation, but it's at least servicing some people out there who maybe have never played The Last of Us, or they love The Last of Us and they can't wait for just a slightly better version. So I'm glad that the games are accessible, at least, as opposed to, you know, Nintendo historically is hard to play old games without like an emulator. That problem has since been solved because you can buy just about anything for the Switch in one way or another. So at least they're accessible to new people who maybe never got a chance to play it in the past. But I think you got to find that balance, right, and make it something that's seemingly worth the time, effort, and money at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, I mean, it so happens that it sounds like a lot of the folks who are chiming up in chat, like, they're maybe not the target demographic for this. As like Downs and Drew Mega both said, well, maybe. Although Downs did say, they need to make something and make a new game out of like Final Fantasy VII, which I'm not as familiar with that remake, so that could be an area where I could learn. But to your point, like, there's definitely demand, because otherwise they wouldn't be doing this. So
yeah.
So somewhere, some ways, people are definitely interested in this.
Yep. And to be honest, people talking about video games on the internet as some sort of work environment probably aren't the key demographics. It's probably, Joe Schmo who bought his first PlayStation ever and is like, oh, there's a new game out. It's called The Last of Us Remastered. That sounds cool. There are plenty of people out there who aren't as tuned into the ecosystem or just, finding their way around PlayStation and PlayStation exclusives and whatnot.
Gotcha. No, I hear you. Down says, I think they put some of the mechanic of Part 2 into the remake of Part 1. I'm not sure, they didn't seem to talk too much about it other than the graphics. Oh, I see what you're saying. So they added, like, something that worked well in the second version that didn't exist in the first to the first.
Yeah. And I actually, I think they did some really cool stuff with the current The Last of Us remaster, in that they tried to get as much out of the original performances as possible, and I think that's really cool. What kills it for me is the fact that, like, okay, well, this is now the third generation in a row you've done some sort of remaster. Like, at the end of the PlayStation 5 life cycle, are we going to get The Last of Us remastered again? Because now, they found some new way to process the voiceovers. Like, we don't need it again. But
I'll allow it as long as they name it The Last of Us Part 1 again. So it can't be remastered, can't be remake. It just is again. Down says, at least they are remastering GTA 5 gets ported over as is. I wonder what GTA 5 does it not look as good as it could on the consoles that it's on now?
Yeah, I think there's always room for it to look better and utilize resources more, but it's also like a different type of game. It's less story driven and more open world and chaotic, and there's a certain style to it that I think you can get away with not having the tippy top graphics.
Drew Vegas says, honestly, I've played The Last of Us 1 and the remastered enough times that I have absolutely no interest in the remake. It's a good game. Absolutely. Actually, that's already more of a testament, too, where, like, I'm just not your best source of information to receive an opinion about this, because, I have a hard enough time playing narrative-based games a first time, let alone having played them numerous times. So the fact that you already have done that, True Mega, kind of shows how good that game was, and you're getting extra value out of that purchase. Also, what in the heck is this? Third hour?
Yep. Show's almost over.
I'm not liking this 2+ minute overtime in the first hour crew. We got birthdays to do. We got anniversaries to celebrate. Maybe. It depends if anyone's having an anniversary. But I mean, it's at least the 1 month anniversary of Downs becoming an Eagles fan, so. Wow, how did they not score there? Oh no, I knocked you out of the way. Come on, we got this. It's almost 3 minutes. What's the longest overtime in Gaming Morning Show history? Wasn't it like 7 minutes?
Yeah.
Apparently GTA 6 leaks happened last week. Yeah, was that only last week?
Yeah. Seems like it was a long time ago.
Get in there.
It's never gonna end.
It's the game that will never end. Yes, it goes on and... Shouldn't we just be at penalty kicks by now? Down says, that's how I feel. The Last of Us was such a good game. I don't begrudge someone getting a remake, just not for me. So, until it's free. Right? That would be, that would be extra. That would be a fun way to supply extra value to your loyal customers, like this whole PlayStation loyalty thing. Give those games to people.
The remakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be, or I guess even like if you're gonna be able to charge, like if market forces apply and you're gonna be able to give them or charge for them and people are gonna buy them, then maybe you offer in loyalty like a 50% off discount or something like that. Like that can make it more. And I'm not even honestly fully hung up on the cost, even though that's a factor that doesn't appeal to me. But like that would be a really cool way to show appreciation for brand loyalty. So do I think that'll ever happen?
No.
Probably not. Thank you for being here. This is a morning radio show that plays games. We truly appreciate you hanging out with us on this Monday, October 3rd, 2022, the Sleepy Monday. Vendetta said, man who run behind car get exhausted. Man who run in front of car get tired.
Beep boop beep boop.
Drew Mega says Downs is an American football fan, so that means he's fully adopted cheap light beer, barbecue ribs and wings, and driving a pickup truck adorned in green. Downs is pretty much just waiting for my pickup truck. You know what I saw for the first time this weekend? A Lucid car. Did you know they were making an electric car company called Lucid?
No.
It's like that pickup truck electric car company that's like Ravitan or something like that. I'll try to figure that one out. It starts with an R. But these car companies have been around a little while. At least I know the one that makes the trucks has been. But I'd never seen a Lucid car. So
Nice.
it was very vivid. Does lucid mean vivid?
It does now.
Okay, fantastic. All right, we're in a hurry. 6:56 West Coast time. It's 9:56 out east. 2:56 for those watching GMS in the UK. Thanks for being here. If you have a birthday, please let us know because we would like to celebrate with you. It's birthdays this day in gaming history. So really quickly, celebrity birthdays. Singer Sting, Message in a Bottle, 71 today.
He starred as Baron Frankenstein in the 80s film called The Bride.
Baron Frankenstein?
Yep.
Interesting. Message in a Bottle, I think, was a rock band song.
Sounds right.
I'm pretty sure it was. I probably heard more Message in a Bottle playing Rock Band than I saw any other time in my life. Quick sidebar. Having Sting be a singer but also a very famous wrestler was always confusing.
He's so multi-talented.
You know that stereotypical like surprise wrestler entrance where it's like, oh, my God, that's Sting's music. When you replace one Sting with another, it becomes kind of funny.
They should have teamed up.
That's Sting's music. Message in a bottle. Sharpshooter. Actress Lorraine Bracco turns 68.
She voices Sophia the seagull in the new version of Pinocchio.
What'd you think of the new version of Pinocchio?
No idea.
Did you like the old version of Pinocchio?
Sure.
I didn't. I have no interest in the story of Pinocchio. And this new one, I guess, has Tom Hanks in it.
Mm-hmm.
I still have
And Lorraine Bracco.
Yeah, Lorraine. As the voice of the seagull, who will not be named, apparently.
Sophia.
Oh, it says it right there, Sophia. My fault. Kelly Ripa, TV host, turns 52 today.
She's appeared as a celebrity contestant on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
After the break. It was like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and American Idol were the best at being like, we'll reveal the results after a break. Aw,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's that generation of TV that started that whole thing. No one likes it.
Singer Tiffany, I think we're alone now, turns 51 today.
She once appeared in an episode of How I Met Your Mother in one of Robin Sparkle's music videos.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Oops, I did it again.
Actress Elizabeth McLaughlin turns 29 today.
She's originally from Morgantown, West Virginia, and has 2 cute little puppy dogs.
Do they have birthdays today?
Get better.
We've got a drummer birthday.
I'm better.
We do have a drummer birthday. It's Bud Gao
Gah?
of Sublime. Ga? K-Laugh?
Wait.
G-Laugh?
Bud Gah of Sublime and Long Beach Dub
Dub
All-Stars?
All-Stars. Yeah. Don't you know Long Beach Dub All-Stars?
That's a good name. I like that one.
He's 55.
Actress Samantha Barks from Les Mis and is also Elsa on Broadway is 32 today. Samantha Barks, pretty highly talented person. So, yeah, good follow on Instagram too. Steve Sable, the late founder of NFL Films, also had a birthday on October 2nd. If you want to get into like ways that a sport grew because of random reasons, NFL Films is a good case study, because the way that they were able to present the game of football back in like the 70s and 80s to kind of grow that game, they were revolutionary. So
Nice.
always had those like deep voiceovers. It was a frozen tundra in Lambeau Field.
I want to see I guess football would be the best. Some sort of football documentary, but the guy just has a really nasally, squeaky voice for the voiceovers. That could be great.
It was a warm day in Lambeau Field. I'm a real boy.
It was the first Sunday of November.
The Raiders. And the Chargers. Yikes. All right, let's see. This day in gaming history on this morning radio show that plays games. We start with the year 1990. Sean, lawsuit or not lawsuit?
Not a lawsuit.
Didgeridoo plays. Your answer is locked in. The year was 1990, Sean. Nintendo sends letters to its licensees informing them that they are now free to manufacture their own game cartridges for the Nintendo Entertainment System and to publish games to competitors' consoles. So,
Correct.
but eventually led to lots of lawsuits, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Could you imagine if like video games were just like the Wild Wild West, and it was like just, yeah, you can make any game for anyone, and if someone makes a game for one console, you can just make it for another console and you reap the benefits?
Be chaos.
Chaos. 2005, Nintendo releases Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness as for GameCube. That same year, 2K Games put out Conflict Global Terror. 2014, Nintendo releases the Super Smash Bros. Video game for Wii U and Nintendo 3DS.
We don't talk about Wii U.
2017, Microsoft put out Forza Motorsport 7 for Xbox One.
Nice.
2014, Super Smash Bros. Out for Wii U.
Blah.
Sorry. There you go. That's your This Day in Gaming History. Next hour, we'll do List of the Day. That one's top 10 tech inventions of all time. So far. I read that originally as so fart.
So far.
Nerd alert.
So we'll have that coming up. Also next hour, sports!
Sports.
How are Downs' birds doing? We'll tell you next hour. Good morning to the Element of One. Pinocchio is one of my favorites. Sorry. I never enjoyed the first movie. Maybe I need to watch a different one because I didn't like the first one. Element said I would watch it with my brother and always wish for my brother to be normal. That's why. Oh, that's kind. Element, I like that story. And listen, I've always understood why people like different things that I don't like. That one never got to me. So, yeah. Longest GMS overtime. Good morning to Calaf. 6 minutes, 6 seconds.
Nice. Where'd we finish today? I wasn't paying enough.
It was in the 3 or 4s. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, maybe in the 5s, but it wasn't 6. So.
Nice chat.
It's good to see you quiet as well. Thank you for being here. A reminder, GMS Tuesday nights debuts tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific time. We'll talk more about our guests coming up. For GMS game nights, we'll play a game of the game of life. So that's coming up at 8 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, GamingMorningShow.tv. Hour number 2 coming your way next on Monday, October 3rd, 2022. This is Gaming Morning Show.
Unable to speak with voices in the soul. We could do better than this. We could do better than this. When you stand in the middle of the crowd, I wanna know it's me that you're missing. We could do better than this. We are much bigger than this. When you stand in the middle of the crowd, I wanna know it's me that you're missing. Me that you're missing. Me that you're missing. We could do better than this. It's not that you're not strong, or that you know what I need. In the past I played along, so devoted I lost parts of me. This time it's not gonna happen. Don't need happy forever after. I let go of past if you do too. To leave now would be running from the truth. We could do better than this. We could do better than this. When you stand in the middle of the crowd, I wanna know it's me that you're missing. We could do better than this. We are much bigger than this. When you stand in the middle of the crowd, I wanna know it's me that you're missing. Me that you're missing. Me that you're missing. We could do better than this. Better. We could do better. Better.
We are revolutionary. Yeah. You can't stop us now. Nothing I got to prove, nothing I got to lose. I will not follow you. It is my time to choose. Nothing I got to prove, nothing I got to lose. I will not follow you. It is my time to choose. It is my time to move. I will not follow through, cause I got my own mind, winning on my own time. Didn't come when I want it, but it's always on time. I'ma go and get it, and it's all put in my vision. Then I'ma show everyone I can make it. I'm different. You can't stop what you can't see. No more chains, yeah, I'm truly free. I pay my dues, it ain't come cheap. No more chains on me, you can't hold me down. 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 Yeah, no more, no more, no more. 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 You can't hold me. Look at where I came from. I can never fall back to the same ones. Only good vibes now, but the hard times is what we raised from. Turn to the ambition we are made from. We don't run, we don't fall, we don't stop, we don't fail. We take all our doubts, the dark clouds, and we still prevail. Raise a fist to the sky, a solution's there. And we stand for the dreamers, a revolution's here. You cannot stop us. You cannot stop us. There's nothing you can do now. Just watch. There's nothing you can do now. Just watch. It's a revolution. It's a revolution. Yeah. You cannot stop us. There's nothing you can do now. A revolution. Yeah. You can't stop what you can't see. No more chains, yeah, I'm truly free. I pay my dues, it ain't come cheap. No more chains on me, you can't hold me down. You can't hold me down. You won't hold us down. You can't hold us down. Yeah, no more, no more, no more. 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 Yeah, you can't hold us down. Yo, we gon' hold it down.
Tell your friends, tell your mom. Gaming morning show is on 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific. If you wanna get specific, on Monday through Friday and sometimes after dark. The daily theme with a question mark. We got gaming news and sports and Bob. Hefty, Austin, Mike, and Sean, the heartthrob. I couldn't imagine any other place to go than to start the day with the Gaming Morning Show.
She said, don't you wanna go on an adventure? She said, we got big plans for the future. She said,
Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, list of the day and sports. Go to our website, gamingmorningshow.tv, and join our Discord. Go to gms.watch and click on where to find GMS. Time for hour number 2. Right now.
Morning, gamer. Welcome back. Gaming Morning Show continues. Thank you for being here wherever you may be. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, gamingmorningshow.tv. I am Hefty Goof. That is sports.gaming's studio to the left. That's Bear in the background. We'll see Sean again in just a little bit. Coming up, top 10 tech inventions of all time so far, as well as sports. Coming up, we'll talk about the NFL Sunday that was. College football. Sean will tell me all about what it's like to have an undefeated football team, because I'm sure it's magical.
Could be worse.
We will also talk about the baseball playoffs, because there's two things I've been keeping an eye on over the course of the last 5 days. I'm very intrigued to see what actually happens. So get ready for that. That is on the way. Mentioned the debut of GMS Tuesday nights is happening on, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific time. We're having a GMS game night. Excited to welcome Element of One, VG Did Try, and Brendan. Hey, it's Brendan TTV. We're going to play a game of the game of life. So excited about that. I always like the little spinner sound that it made. Which is very similar to the sound of the electricity leaving your fingers. See, my spinner didn't malfunction very much. Did you have one that kind of like jumped the track all the time?
Yeah, but my version of life is also like 40 years old. So it makes sense that it would struggle a little bit.
That was one they probably could have just affixed to the game board and it would never fly off, but then maybe that's key for the spinny mechanism. So that maybe that's why it always works. I always snap my fingers when I spin it.
It's fancy.
Always. But it is National Techies Day, so we're asking you, what is the coolest piece of tech that you actually want? Vendetta said something about cats with microphones, in their mouths, I think. Why is my cat just staring at me like this? Speaking of cats, though, Hefty Floof has been a little bit of a stir. Has been a stir recently. Woke up this morning, found Hefty Floof sleeping in my daughter's newly kind of renovated room, and I'm pretty sure Hefty Floof got abandoned because their owners moved.
Yeah.
Because cats have often been like kind of nuts when people are like packing up stuff, but we only remodeled a room, and she is just not like that process.
No, that's a bummer.
So, I'm guessing that's why we have a cat. They moved.
At least until you move.
We'll actually bring her with us.
Oh, good.
So that won't be a problem. I don't know. Having a smartphone is a blessing and a curse. I mean, everything kind of has an upside and downside sometimes. But I've enjoyed being able to access as much information from my pocket. So that was kind of a cool piece of tech. But I didn't know it would existed until someone made it, right? And so it's hard to answer what is the coolest piece of tech you want when maybe you don't even know what you want.
I think my current techie thing that I want is I do woodworking, and I haven't lately because I don't have a garage, but someday soon hopefully I'll have a garage. And something I've wanted for woodworking purposes that I just won't have, at least in this iteration of a shop, because it takes up so much space, is a CNC, which good quality woodworking CNCs are large because they have to be. Well, my wife and I found this CNC that you like lay a piece of wood down and then you put the router on it, and then it has like wheelie systems to roll around, and then you don't have to have the space for the CNC because the CNC is basically a mobile router, and I want it.
What's the primary thing that you can make with a CNC?
Anything, because you can design anything in like a CAD program and then have the router cut it, so you can do more intricate cutouts of things. You could make like lettering and stuff with it really easily, or other designs.
Okay,
it's pretty cool.
And it's called a CNC.
It's what does CNC stand for?
Coordinated Nocturnal Corridor. CNC.
Nailed it.
It's CNC. It's dynamite. I was trying to find what I could say instead of it's dynamite, but I couldn't think of anything based on what you described. It's a really long setup I tried to make, and I failed execution. So, Downs goes, maybe that's the answer. A piece of tech that foresees what you want before you make it or get it for you.
We're getting too close to tech making new tech, and that's how Terminator starts.
We were talking about AI this weekend. Do you remember what it was?
Maybe it was Skynet.
No.
Yeah.
I don't remember how we got there.
Yeah, we were talking about artificial intelligence or something. Oh, someone brought up artificial intelligence that can paint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Was that Hofbrew?
It was Hofbrew.
Sorry, Off-Brew.
Yeah. Like, you can apparently, like, tell this AI, like, what you want an image to be or something, and it will paint you that image. It's very interesting. He's nuts!
Nice work.
Just like I drew it up. Just like we weave around that person. I looked like I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, that was solid. Snuck it in there. Pretty good.
Down says, I don't mind getting Terminatored. Are you sure about that? That seems like a pretty crappy way. And listen, Sarah Connor didn't put in all that work just so you can go get Terminator downs.
Get in there.
Look at us, we're cracked.
Nice. They're going to forfeit, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. K-Laugh! What's the shortest Rocket League game in GMS history? When I play the game of life, my favorite profession to get is the salesperson, only because I like to imagine myself actually convincing somebody to buy like a television or something, because that's what you get like the money for. It's like, buy a new big screen TV. Salesperson. I also like the price that like of things that the artist earns money for in the game of life, because I think that's one of the most fairly like price marketplaces for artists is the game of life. Down says, yeah, but time travel. Just go to the future where the robots have figured out who is leading them. See, I clearly haven't watched enough Terminator, chat. So I think there's some blind spots for me. Weren't like the robots trying to murder all civilization? I'm pretty sure they were trying to get rid of all of us.
Yeah, I don't think they wanted us around anymore.
I pintoed somebody behind you. I blew up their gas tank by ramming the back. That's a screamer. Nice shot.
Got there.
Wow, still no exits by them. Interesting. Caleb says, no records on the shortest game. Forfeiters do not deserve attention in the annals of history. Nice, Caleb. You could just skip the robot war by going forward. Silly, Arnold. Oh, okay. Yeah, who needs this robot war? We'll just go forward. That's why we needed the Back to the Future Terminator mashup. Did you just assist yourself?
I did. That was the equivalent of throwing it off the backboard and taking my own alley-oop.
They're still hanging in there. I like this team. Hopefully they don't all leave at once. Oh, I guess they could vote to concede all at once.
Yeah.
Should we let them score one goal just to, keep their interest?
Yeah, but make it really obvious. Like, do it for them. That'll help.
A little bit behind. Drew Mega said, noise, Sean. Sports.gaming with a huge slamma jamma.
I slammed that jamma real good.
Boom shakalaka. Oh, I still got it. I thought you had it. I thought you had it.
I only hit the ball through other people because I hit you there. And then I hit that car. Oh, I guess that never got a piece of it.
All right, we got list of the day coming up after this. Happy Techies Day. Happy start of the week. Like I said, Sean and I admitted at the beginning of the show, we're a little bit more tired than we usually are. Well, at least I am on a Monday.
Yeah, I'm tired, but I'm always tired though, so I can't tell if this is above average or not.
I'm surprised though, because like I said, I think we had, like you said, I guess we did the right amount of work in addition to rest yesterday. Good balance.
Yeah, and I had late football games on Saturday too, so, and then early Formula One race.
Oh yeah, so the Formula One race was supposed to be a 5 a.m. start, and again, because of YouTube TV, I found myself like getting up a little bit later, so because I can time shift it now, which is great. But you have to avoid spoilers. And luckily, most of the apps that I have F1 alerts for only tell me like if there's been a vicious wreck and then like at the end of the race, so I can mute them pretty well and not have, you know, much of an issue missing things. So. Well, we had a 6-0 lead. How early in this game? Nice.
Preserve the shutout.
Nice shot.
I couldn't get there.
Is Sean stretching or trying to score a goal? Uh-oh. List of the day is next. Oh. Autobots, roll out. Well, that was fun. They played the whole game.
That was great.
Credit to our opponents.
We did it. We got to play a full 5 minutes.
Combined 5 goals between us, right?
Yep. No assists, though. Not for me, anyway.
I had one. Yeah. Solid game by a teammate. 1-2-2. 1 goal, 2 assists, 2 saves, 3 shots. Not bad. Thank you for being here. It's a morning radio show that plays games. Ow. Monday through Friday. I beat the crap out of my microphone. Ow, my knuckles. Ow. Why? Stay tuned. Tomorrow we're going to name our September Name of the Month winner, and we will give you a chance to win it if you're a Patreon subscriber. In the Patreon-only chat, you can find out more patreon.com/gamingmorningshow. Thank you to everyone who's celebrating a subiversary this week. That includes Chris M.E., Kiki Lowe, Hoffbrew, 5-Sil, Superphonic, Papa Paws, Kim Chica, that Jeff MT, Digital Games, Culty Vibes, Incantasia, Grim Toga, Rad Artisan, and Dungeon Meowster KJ. Everyone who supported us at Gaming Morning Show's Patreon at patreon.com/gamingmorningshow. Thank you so much. Also, coming out tomorrow, the 4th of October, is the return of the Monsters and Friends podcast, so be sure to listen to that. That is from Look It's Mike O, and it starts tomorrow. You can find it on Spotify, wherever podcasts are available, and be sure to check out the prologue, available right now. Element of One says, I'm nervous for tomorrow. That's because tomorrow, Element of One, when you come into my house, play the game of life, it's not going to be all fun and games. Even though it's called GMS Game Night, that seems very deceiving for me to tell you that, brother. But you're going to come in there and I'm going to pound the heck out of you. Could have sent you straight over to Countryside Estates or whatever that's called. What? I have a question. Strategically for the game of life, why do you ever go to the Countryside place?
I don't know.
I think I've looked into this in detail before, and I don't understand why you would ever do it. So,
I don't know. We'll have to bring in a life expert. Countryside Acres.
I'm trying to get information right now about this from the Game of Life experts.
It's because Countryside Acres has less opportunity to lose money in retirement. But the most you can expect to be rewarded is $45,000. Millionaire Estates has more chances to lose money.
Oh, well, that makes sense why they would do that.
So more of a gamble.
All right, good morning to King Gray. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here for this morning radio show that plays games, and thanks for bringing tacos.
Nice chat!
We had tacos at your house yesterday. Well, some of us did.
Tacos were had.
You had quite the cooking experience. I swear I saw like a pan on every single one of your burners. It was nuts.
Yeah, we went 6 burner wide for taco night because we had the taco meat, we had grilled onions, we had the tortillas. We had to fry up the tortillas. We had hominy, rice, beans. Yeah, we went 6 burners, and then we also had tomatoes and lettuce and cheese and homemade creamy jalapeno sauce, aka Taco Bell sauce.
What is the thing?
Delicious.
What are the brownies that we're eating at your house?
Texas brownies.
They're yummy.
They're quite yummy.
I mean, listen, it's brownies with frosting. What's not to love?
Yeah, and the frosting is made out of roughly 5 pounds of powdered sugar. That's why it's so delicious.
Only 5 pounds. All right, we're late. We got to get to this list of the day. It's 7:29 West Coast, 10:29 out east. It is 3:29 for those watching GMS in the UK. This is from cron.com, smallbusiness.cron.com. 10 greatest technological inventions. So we'll start off with number 1, which I referenced earlier in the show.
1.
That's smartphones. You know, cell phones were a big, big leap, right? You could be able to make phone calls from wherever you were. I remember the first time that I had like one of those like flip phones. So it went from like the bag phone era or the Zach Morris phone era. But somebody that I knew, one of my mom's friends, had a flip phone. And because I grew up in Montana, you could barely use these phones anywhere anyway, but we had one. And so I just asked, could I have it for the game? We went to a football game. Can I have it for the football game so I can call people? And the person was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. I never use it. Don't know why she had it, but that was it. So I carried around this cool little flip phone. I'd flip it open and be like, hello. I had no one to call. There's no one to call. So, yeah. But then they turned smart. And like I said, I do like the advantage. With all of the downsides that come with it too. I like having something that I can do things I need to get done for the kind of work that I do, or look up just random facts in my pocket.
2.
Number 2 is the microwave oven. We might take it for granted now because it's been around for so long, but developed in the late 1940s, the invention played a major game changer in terms of food preparation and the office break room. Yeah, it's just kind of a staple now. It's there all the time. But could you imagine being in a time before the microwave and the only way to reheat anything was the oven or the stove?
Is Sean making fish again? Don't microwave fish.
3.
GPS locates its niche. Yeah, this is another one. I guess I don't need the turn-by-turn directions as much, although it's nice to have. But having real-time traffic data living in a more urban area is a game changer for me. Every day I leave my house, I'm going places that I go every single week, but I open up Waze because I want to know if there's going to be any traffic disruptions. So,
and I delivered pizza in quite possibly the last generation of pizza delivery drivers that didn't have GPS, because it was around, but it was you would have to, like most people who had it had like a GPS device. And so it wasn't as common. Yeah, it wasn't as common. Some people had them for sure, but I did not.
Did you have the map? The big map with the grid?
Ours was digital, but yes.
You had digital?
Yeah, the computer that you used to check out deliveries. You selected the deliveries you were taking and went through, and it showed you on our map where it was and whatnot.
Wow.
So it was fancy.
I was still doing like, they're in A4. I was playing Battleship delivering pizzas.
Miss.
4.
Number 4 is computers when they got personal. It's nearly impossible to imagine the internet without the personal computer. The original invention was a 30-ton behemoth unveiled in 1947. But things have come a long way since then, as personal computers are now so common that they're in our pockets. They talk a lot about Apple and whatnot. The original concept of the personal computer carried over to desktops, laptops, tablets, now with multiple sizes, storage options, and power options.
5.
Personal computers.
Along those same lines, you'd plug your iPod into a personal computer and you get music. I remember they had the Zune from Microsoft, and that actually worked pretty well. It's just that they were second to market, man. Everyone already had the Apple iPod if they were going to go that route. I was very much on board when the iPhone became a thing, because it's like you can put your iPod in your pocket, because I didn't like the idea of carrying both, but I wasn't a huge music listener. So for me, that makes sense. Whereas somebody who was totally into music, it makes sense why they would have an iPod and a cell phone and all that stuff. So, but yeah, digital music, you went from CDs, cassette tapes, to now being able to have everything in one device. And man, the only downside was you didn't have to get out of the car to go change your CDs in your 5-disc changer that was in the trunk. Ugh, it was tough.
6.
Number 6, it's the computer mouse. It's one technology invention that often gets overlooked and taken for granted. Back when early computers were the size of small houses, they could be manipulated through hundreds of tiny buttons and sliders. The mouse, named after its tail-like cord and round body, wasn't invented until the 1960s by Douglas Engelbart, a radar technician from the Stanford Research Institute. It was patented in 1970 and debuted on a Xerox computer in 1981. It didn't go mainstream until 1984. It's a long time without a mouse.
Man. A lot of alt and tabbing, probably. I don't know what it was like.
7.
Internet. I mean, look at it. None of this would be... We wouldn't be doing any of this. So, yeah. And that's just some of the more entertainment-based uses of the internet, let alone all of the really, really important ones. So, yeah. That's cool. Internet.
8.
Number 8 is the remote control. Like microwaves, remote controls aren't necessary for survival, but they are convenient and very popular. Like most emerging technologies in the world, the remote control has been refined over time, which is a good thing, because when Zenith debuted its version, the device added 30% to the price of a TV. Sheesh.
Worth it. I used to be the TV remote before remote showed up. Go change it to number 4.
9.
Digital camera charms a nation. Oh yeah, I remember getting my first 3.2 megapixel Nikon. That was a game changer. But it is interesting because my kids will never know what it's like to take a picture without being able to see it instantly. You know.
Yep.
We had to develop it. What? You hoped the picture was good.
You had to wait days, sometimes months, if you didn't finish the roll.
1. 0.
And number 10, video conferencing. This is the newest addition on this list. Video conferencing gives people who may be in separate cities or even different countries the ability to talk face to face. It leverages some of the best technology inventions of all, with just 2 or 3 clicks of a mouse, through digital camera on a PC or smartphone across the internet. Sometimes seems like magic.
All right, there you go. Those are 10 tech inventions of all time, the top 10 so far from Cron.com. So, yeah, if you were looking for a different one, what is something that you think should have made the list? And, of course, for Vendetta, I mean, where are our cats with microphones? All right, Sean, we'll be back in a little bit. We got sports coming up in about 10 minutes from now. Appreciate you being with us on this Monday edition. I just realized that I didn't give you the story of the cat from last hour. What a weird miss. So
you can news if you wanna.
I'm going to give you back-to-back at this hour stories on Gaming Morning Show. Thank you for being here wherever you may be. It is now 7:37. This is a story from Ben Hooper of UPI, a Michigan man's cat officially named the tallest in the world. World.
In space, Space.
Apparently, this cat is 18.83 inches tall, and I don't know how. Well, maybe the story will tell us, because I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around how you measure the cat. Is it length, or is it height, standing from ground to top of tallest point, and does that include the tail? Anyway, this Michigan man has an 18.83 inch tall cat. Was awarded the Guinness World Record title for the tallest living domestic cat. Fenrir, Fenrir, a Savannah cat, was awarded the title after Guinness World Record verified the feline's impressive height. Savannah cats are a hybrid breed resulting from mating a domestic cat with an African serval. Powers, the person who owns the cat, says Fenrir's brother, Arcturus, was previously awarded the same title when it was measured at 19.05 inches in 2019, but the feline later died in a house fire. Wow, that's sad. Arcturus still holds the title of tallest domestic cat ever, but was 19.05 inches. This new cat is 18.83. Oh, the tallest living domestic cat. Got it. Another one of the cats, a Maine Coon called Altair, has the longest tail of a domestic living cat, measuring 16.07 inches long. The record for longest tail on a domestic cat ever is held by Cygnus, Altair's older. This is a very family-oriented Guinness World Record. So, who died in the same fire as Arcturus in 2016. There's a lot of unexpected death in this. K-Laugh hot take. Fenrir started the fire. It was always burning since the world was churning.
You can news if you wanna.
But wait, there's more. Because I told you, I forgot the 6 o'clock hour story. This one's also from Ben Hooper of UPI. It's about a moose that pays an unexpected visit to a Maine daycare. Children at a Maine daycare looked out the window, saw an unusual sight, ended up being a moose. That's right. There was a moose in the hoose visiting campus. The Summit Learning Center in Bangor, Maine, said the moose showed up outside the window to the great amusement of the children. Quote, "We had quite a big visitor," the daycare said in a Facebook post. "The kids were super excited. Who would have thought we'd have a moose sighting in downtown Bangor?" The post said game wardens responded to the scene to ensure our moose friend made it back to his home safely. So there you go. Back to back at this hour stories on Gaming Morning Show, because I apparently completely forgot to give those to you at the beginning of the show. So it's my fault. Welcome back, Gray. Thank you for being here. We are a morning radio show that plays games, and we are asking you today on National Techies Day, what is the coolest piece of tech that you want at this point? It's also National Child Health Day, National Consignment Day, and National Boyfriend Day. In case you're wondering, I also invite you to check out GMS Tuesday nights. It debuts tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to play the game of life with Hey It's Brendan TTV. VG did try an element of one. So stick around for that. 8 p.m. Pacific time, the debut episode of our rotational Tuesday night slot coming up on the 11th, a week from today, or a week from tomorrow, rather. We'll play GMS Fudge, where we resume Resident Evil Village. Yay. Woohoo! So excited. So excited. All right, 7:41 on this morning radio show that plays games. Sports coming up in about 10 minutes from now. Football was frustrating yesterday, but it was still fun. I had pizza yesterday. I went for like not a barbecue chicken because it didn't have barbecue sauce, but I went for more of like the barbecue chicken style toppings. Had provolone, for example, but with a red sauce. And I was happy with that choice. I liked it. We also got some pepperoni, of course, and then some Parmesan. But we went Domino's because it was supposed to be a snack. We had eaten breakfast late because we were working on my daughter's room. We got finished putting a bed together. I'm telling you, putting that like pre-made furniture together feels like such a pain. But I've never made real furniture. I imagine that has to be a lot harder. That doesn't seem like that hot of a take, does it? Yeah, putting together real furniture, Hefty, is a lot harder than not. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Downs says go Birds. Again, Downs is experiencing you picked a team, you're invested for the first time, and they're great. It's always going to be like this, Downs. There will never ever be heartbreak as a Philadelphia sports fan. Downs, ever. You'll never experience it. If you keep rooting for teams from Philadelphia, you'll never experience heartbreak. It's true. Yeah. We will look at the baseball races, though, because I was hoping that I'd have positive news for those who are keeping tabs of the Mets. It's not going well. I did not text Mike over the weekend. I had hoped to. And as elated as Mike O should be, because Mike's Philadelphia Eagles are undefeated, the Mets are in a little bit of trouble. So, which kind of is par for the course according to the way that Mike used to explain being a Mets fan. So, there's a great TikTok that talks about what it's like to be a Mets fan. And it's like, what's the best part of being a Mets fan? And it's like, oh, the resiliency. You learn how to, get over heartbreak. And then someone's like, well, what's the best part? Or no, sorry, what's the worst part? And they're like, probably May to September. And sure enough. Although it's actually, the heartbreak's happening right now in October, so. Yeah. Down says, the Eagles have not lost a game since I started supporting them. I'm open to offers to support your team next year. Actually, Downs, that is a brilliant strategy, because repeat champions don't happen very often in American football, in the NFL. So if you pick a new team every year, you have a much better chance of being happy. But I also like how you took the Eagles, who, for all intent and purposes, was not the spot-on favorite. It's not like you were like, I'm going to take Kansas City. I'm not going to take the Rams. So, good for you. You could have taken the Cows, as King Gray says, go Cows. I feel like there should be a team, like a professional sports team called the Cows. I think that's a missed opportunity. Maybe there's a minor league team that uses the Cows. we just like chain link that into the net. That was nuts. I like that. Greg goes, I don't care about sports. I just appreciate cows. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I know you don't like sports, but man, I think there should be a name for a sports team called Cows. K-Laugh! There are any minor league baseball teams known as the Cows. This weekend, too, the Seattle Kraken hockey team debuted its mascot. So we'll tell you about that coming up in sports, too. Down says, to be honest, anything was an upgrade from the Lions. Hey, the Lions are playing pretty well so far. But, yes, had you chosen the Lions, you would have been maybe even more prone for heartbreak than being an Eagles fan. Wasn't guaranteed. It was definitely possible. Wasn't South Park's school team named the Cows? I think that's actually true. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's like a high school team that's called the Cows in real life, in addition to the one that was in South Park. But it feels like there should be at least like a mainstream minor league baseball team that's called the Cows. Yeah, and Downs is right. There is the Chicago Bulls. It's so funny because all I can think about is there's a Storybots show on Netflix, and it's a kids show. It's pretty educational. It was definitely one of the more enjoyable watches when my kids were still in like very early childhood television, and they have some catchy songs. And one was when they were teaching about farm animals, and each song had also the line, "This is a cow" in it, and it was like a really good recurring joke. So watch those. Those are worth it. Good morning to Keith Anthony. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here in this chat.
Nice chat.
We were talking about National Techies Day. What is a day, or what is a cool tech piece that you'd actually want? I talked about like those rings that can monitor like your not your vital signs, but like help you with your sleep and blood oxygen, and they don't die as fast as like a smartwatch because they don't require as much power. My doctor was telling me about those the other day, and I was like, oh, that kind of sounds cool. Because when I had a smartwatch, I did, like, one of the primary reasons for wanting it was for sleep purposes. So I could have it on my wrist and, like, have it wake me up. That was one, but I also like to monitor, like, the quality of sleep I was getting. Because I feel like I sleep really well. I've never been like, man, I wonder if I should get checked out for, like, sleep apnea, right? I think that's what it is. Or, like, I definitely don't think I have insomnia. You know, because I feel like that's one I would definitely know. But sleep apnea. Am I saying that right? I feel like that's wrong. Apnea? It's our second overtime game in the first 4 of the day. There were the Delaware Cows, 1991 to 2010. What did they play in? Downs, were they a baseball team? One of my favorite mascots of all time was the Hartford Whalers, which was an NHL team in Connecticut. They had a really cool logo, but yeah, they went away a while ago. It's sad. Want a 3D printer, says Keith Anthony. That's a good answer. You know, watching Look It's Mike O make so many things with Mike's 3D printer. And then you have those stories of like being able to 3D print food and stuff. Like there's definitely a challenge there. Or not challenge, a technological revolution with that. Man, lengthy overtime games today. Our first one went like almost 4 minutes, maybe 5. I hope that one was going to go in. All right, I am saying it right. Apnea. Thank you very much, Gray. Kansas City Royals were named after cows. Is that true? I need more information. Do you have an article to cite for that one? Is the Royal a kind of cow? Interesting. Gray says, don't forget about the Amarillo cows. They aren't a team. They're just a bunch of slaughter. Oh, poor cows. Slaughterhouses. Keith Anthony says, but the collection piece of tech, I have an app called Coffee Machine. I relate it before I go to bed every night. I set the alarm for the same time to wake me up. The coffee's brewed. Pour me a big loaded takeaway cup for work. It's the best Christmas I ever got. Really? So you're saying, Keith, that like there's an app controlled coffee machine, but you still have to put the coffee in the coffee machine. Like, that's the hard part. Unless maybe you're going to tell me that, no, this thing, like, you can hook it to the water line, and... Ooh, that would be cool. That would be cool. All right, it's 7:52 on the West Coast, 10:52 out east. It's 3:52 for those watching GMS in the UK. Doo-doo-doo. Thanks for being here. Gray says, K-Lab said it. That's enough for us. That's true. I just wanted to learn more, but yeah, we can totally believe it because, you know, K-Lab said it. So
Maybe it was Skynet.
maybe it was. Good morning to Mel B on YouTube. Down says the Fremont Moo have a cow mascot. I love it. I love it. All right, it is time for sports. Yesterday, NFL football was frustrating. I don't like losing many games. Period. I really hate losing to the Raiders. So the Denver Broncos yesterday, bunch of losers, went to Las Vegas, fell 32-23. Offense looked better. Not great, looked better. The defense was not as good as it's been. It'd be really nice to have those two things happen at the same time. So, yeah. Minnesota over New Orleans, 28-25. That game took place, I believe, in London. Buffalo over Baltimore, 23-20. We're down 20-7 at one point. Atlanta is 2-2 now, a 23-20 home win over Cleveland. Dallas beat Washington. Cooper Rush is 3-0, and Cooper starts in replacement of the injured Dak Prescott, beat the Commanders 25-10. Chargers over Houston 34-24. Seattle put up 48 points, beat Detroit 48-45. Tennessee a 24-17 win at Indianapolis. New York Giants had an injured quarterback who came back to play even more. 20-12 win over Chicago. Jets beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh 24-20. That's a big win for the Jets. Philadelphia stays undefeated. Your Eagles 4-0 beat Jacksonville 29-21. Arizona over Carolina 26-16. In overtime, the Packers beat the Patriots 27-24. Sunday Night Football was not nearly as close as maybe it seemed. Kansas City dominant over Tampa Bay 41-31. All right, baseball playoffs. Mentioned the Mets. They got swept by the Braves 5-3 the final yesterday. A 2-game lead with 3 to play. Gosh, I feel so bad for Mike O. Everything that Mike said was going to happen has happened now. 2-game lead. The Braves, Atlanta, finishes out with a 3-game set at the Miami The Marlin is a Fish. Meanwhile, the Mets finish off their season against the Nationals at home. So, I mean, it is possible Miami could win all the games against Atlanta, and the Mets could win all their games against Washington. It's possible. Mariners are in the playoffs, Tampa Bay as well, so the AL side is clinched. The Phillies have a 2-game lead over the Brewers. Phillies struggled through the Cubs, but then they played Washington. They'll finish off at the Astros. Meanwhile, Milwaukee lost 3 out of 4 to Miami after the Brewers split with the Cardinals. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Phillies, a 2-game lead. I believe magic number has to be 1 there as well. All right, we mentioned the new mascot for the Seattle Kraken. Dr. Chick is here. Good morning to you, Dr. Chick. Thank you for being here.
Nice chat.
Sorry, not a fan of the new mascot, Bowie Fremont Troll, for the Kraken hockey team. Well, you're local too, so you may know a little bit better. I mean, I thought that they would have something to do with the Kraken, but apparently they wanted to go with another part of Seattle lore. So they debuted Bowie the Troll, the Sea Troll. And that's going to be the mascot for your Seattle Kraken going forward. There you go. All right, that is your sports at 7:56. We'll come back with Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth. We'll have takeaways that were pretty okay, clip of the day, and more. So stay with us. We'll also catch up with some of your comments that I didn't have a chance to take a look at before the break. It's Gaming Morning Show. GMS Tuesday Nights debuts tomorrow, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Be sure to stick around. More on the docket. Hour number 3, the final hour crew next on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, GamingMorningShow.tv. those. Do you also remember like the not Reese's, the Ritz sandwich cookies, right? Where they would have two little itty bitty little bitty Ritzes, and then you put peanut butter. I think some of them had cheese, which was gross, but they would have the little peanut butter ones in them. Yeah, Ritz Bits. Good morning, Unknown Story. You'd have those. Those are the peanut butter Ritz are pretty okay. Yeah, and Ritz crackers, I think in and of themselves are a fine enough snack. Good morning to Dungeon Meowster KJ. It is good to see you this morning. Keith Anthony says, I used to have string cheese in my packed lunch in my school days, but wasn't a favorite of mine. My favorite snack in general is some sort of crisp potato chip snack. Definitely a crisp potato chip over a chocolate guy. Oh, savory over sweet. Yeah, I'm very much a sweet person all the time. I also like sweet food. Meowster KJ says biochemist. BIOCHEM. BIOCHEM. I think you might have it, KJ. I just can't misclick. Steady hand, hefty goof.
B. Yes. O. Ding, ding, ding.
Dungeon Meowster KJ is
Cracked.
Let's go, KJ. You saved the day. One balloon gets banked. We are now at a total of 356.
Cracked.
OMG. And KJ celebrates. Quiet says KJ saves the day. KJ with the clutch. Oh my gosh. KJ. K-Laugh? Maybe this whole time it wasn't KI. It was KJ. I don't remember his character's name, but he was the Keymaster. Wait, no, that was Rick Moranis. Actor David Coulier turned 63 today.
He once voiced a character in an episode of The Jetsons. That's a pretty good fun fact.
Yeah, I think David, though, is like a really well-known voice actor, right?
But I would have never guessed The Jetsons.
Okay. All right. Meet the Jetsons. John Stamos. David Coulier. Bob Saget. Their daughter. Actress Cheryl Hines is 57 today.
Hines 57.
Particle physiques.
Oh, it's probably just particle physics.
It is.
Okay. Oh, I see. We were still guessing letters.
I've been working on my body. Been working on my particle physique. All right, 372. We have time for one more, and very much in line with what we've been doing. It's outer space.
Nice.
That bonsai tree clearly says, do not resuscitate.
Because it was in
space. Space.
Unknown says particle physique was the name of my band in high school. That's a pretty small physique. Excuse me, Groggy or Die. You didn't see all my particle. Wait, nope, stop. Feeling there's gonna be some shows on this list that I've never actually watched.
8.
Like Laverne and Shirley, which I've never seen. The most familiarity I have with Laverne and Shirley is having watched Wayne's World, and they do a mock Laverne and Shirley title sequence, and I had to ask somebody, do you have any idea what that's about? Yeah, kid, it's Laverne and Shirley. Figure it out. Anyway, that's the next person on this list, and that is Lenny Kaznowski and Andrew Squig. Hey, how'd you get the nickname Squiggy?
From my last name.
Oh, what's your last name?
Oh, it's basically just Squiggy.
Shaking hands, I can
Can we get a damn movie with friendly wolves, please? Let's head to the chopper. Alien says it was pretty okay. Welcome to GMS, where we definitely know who Luke Skywalker is. This summer, join us for Fairy Godmother, a show where GMS restores an old fairy, this old house style. Sporty Spice, one of the lower spices. Calgary, the Vegas of the North. GMS does not condone eating chalk. Well, maybe a little chalk is okay. Hot mics. We're hot on purpose. Who's up for some peanut butter and cheese sandwiches? Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, don't let the person floating from the balloons fall in the monster's mouth. And GMS Morning Gaming Renews. Get ready for your takeaways that were pretty okay. And the clip of the day. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv. All ahead on Gaming Morning Show. Time for hour number 3, right now.
Morning, gamer. Welcome back. It's Gaming Morning Show. Thanks for being here. I am Hefty Goof. Sean will be back shortly. We're going to play some Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth momentarily. Good morning to everybody who's listening, lurking, and joining us in chat as well.
Hello to the Final Hour crew.
It is good to see the Final Hour crew.
Hello, FHC.
It is great to see RHS Jack. It's good to see you. Forgettable Vendetta. It's good to see you as well. K-Laugh, Dr. Chick, King Gray. Thank you for being along for the ride today. Mel B. We have IMJF Downs. Quiet I Am Gaming. It's good to see you. Keith Anthony checking in over the course of the morning as well. It was great to see Quiet I'm Gaming earlier. It's good to see you too. And the Element of One, Drew Mega, has been here. Whether you're listening, lurking, or joining us in chat is great for you, and great to have you as part of this morning radio show that plays games. Our topic of the day has to do with National Techies Day. So we're asking you questions like, what is the coolest piece of tech that you want that maybe you don't currently have? Keith Anthony talked about like a coffee pot that makes coffee for you, which is awesome. We learned about the Kansas City Royals apparently being an homage to the American Royal, a livestock show, horse show, rodeo, and championship barbecue competition that was held annually in Kansas City since 1899, as well as the identical names of 2 former Negro League baseball teams that played in the first half of the 20th century, citing Wikipedia. Thank you for sharing that. Keith Anthony, you preload it before bed, then it's brewed and poured when the alarm sounds, so I wake up. That sounds pretty okay. Mel B, I couldn't stay for long. I had to be on my way for a test run at the hospital. It's good to see you, Mel. Thank you for being here. And then we talked about the Bowie Fremont Troll. It's Kraken's new mascot. Were you busy making nightmares for people?
Yeah, I've been here the whole time. I just didn't realize my camera was off. That was a long half hour.
We're actually working on the prequel to the movie Smile, which is called Frown, but we also want to make a movie called Smirk.
Yeah. Is that going to be like the sequel?
Maybe. I think it just could be like, you know when Deep Impact and Armageddon came out at the same time?
Ooh, yeah.
Because apparently like that script got circulated. Peak. Yeah, it got circulated around a lot of like movie studios at the same time, and so someone's like, well, if they're going to make one, we're going to make one. So we can make Smirk, and then like our tagline could be like, this fall, they wipe the smirk off your face.
I like it.
King Gray said, hey, your team is the Kraken. Let's make our mascot a sea troll. Need it to be a sea troll. Dave, are you okay? Jack was wondering if you missed the show. We'll raid another channel. We will in about an hour from now. So, yeah, you haven't missed anything. We should play, though. Let's don't let the person floating from the balloons fall in the monster's mouth. This is our game where we guess letters and words to try to see if we can extend our streak. We're very good at this game. You may not have known that, but if you would like to find out just how good we are, there's a very easy way.
To see the record for the most balloons banked in Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth, remember to type the easy-to-remember acronym, exclamation point, DLTPFFTBFITMMREC.
So, right now, we stand at 473 all-time balloons for Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth. How far can we get today? Well, let's find out. It's time to play. You can just start guessing letters and words. Downs was our hero last time we played this game. Let's see who our hero is today. This one is transportation. Transportation.
Autobus.
Jack said it was nice knowing all of you. Hope you can find a channel to replace, which is impossible. You'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and forever. Did you just say taxi shoes?
Downs and I are riffing. We'll get there.
Taxi boats. Anyone actually make a guess? Let me look. C's plane. I like that one. That's good. Dr. Tix's Downs is my hero, low key. You can be his hero, baby. You can kiss away the pain. Should we guess taxi in some variety?
No, probably not.
D for Downs. That's for King Gray.
D, yes.
Now we have people guessing Ford Focus, Ford shoes, and Ford boats.
Oh, the D was there. Nice.
Yes.
You could ford the river with your oxen. It could be Ford Oxens. Dock shoes is the guess from Towns. Why do you like your dock shoes? Well, I wear them because they transport me back to an era where I was feeling good about the way things were going in my life. Back when I had a boat. That's what Downs is thinking. Demi truck?
Yeah, it's like a semi-truck, but with more D.
You knew I was going to ask you.
Beady boop, beady boop.
Dock shoes for your dash hound. Dachshund. Delta Airlines? Question mark. Drew Mega's like E.
E.
Oh.
Dino riding? Oh, I missed Jack guessing duck train.
Funk.
Dog sleds. Wait, no, that says dogs sleds. An N from quiet. We're never going to win this game.
No.
Oh, boy. All right, wait. I have to focus now.
Did Element try one? Element, you didn't actually mean Delta Air. Oh, you meant dino riding? I mean, honestly, that's a way to get from one point to another in one moment in time.
It's true. It's true.
I missed the A. Sorry, the Z. I'm going to click the A.
A. No.
We're going to lose.
Wow. Wow. We got to get some vowels. What about an ooh?
Oh. No. Oh. Oh. No.
It's a dump truck. Vendetta comes through with a dump truck. All right, listen, we've had to have this complaint about the transportation category before. Is a dump truck actually transportation? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But in any reasonable context, do we have any reason to think of it as a mode of transportation?
No. This category should just be vehicles and transportation.
Yeah, something like that.
And then it'd be okay.
Forgettable Vendetta is
Crack.
Can we get crowd reaction to dump truck though, please? Oh, they seem surprised, but after they settled in with surprise, I'm sure that they were reasonable about it. There's no way everyone reacted to that. No way.
Cracked.
That's right. All right, we got time for some more. Nature. Wood building. Nature. Oh, I know what it is. Ants movie.
Clinically acclaimed.
Caleb said, love me a good dump truck. Drew Mega's right. Categorizing as transportation is kind of misleading.
Yeah.
Gray said it transports stuff. Dumps, I think. Gross. We got Ford Focus for nature. I like how it's the same exact length.
Yeah.
Oh, this game. Ford Focus dump truck from Calaf. Is that nature?
Sometimes it's in nature.
Birdhouse.
House.
I'll go for R. Out of birdhouse.
R. Yes.
Oh, sorry. I'll go for R from truck and Ford. Sorry, your logs cabin had nothing.
That's too bad.
We got a B and a T.
B. T. Yes. No.
There was no BT. That Bob lied. An A from
A.
Quiet.
Yes.
Jack says, fun fact, when I lived in Taiwan, they used to trick out their garbage trucks. We'll see if I can find pictures on the webs. Give me a second. All right. Put them in our Discord if you'd be so kind. Drew Maka says raindrops. That's a good guess. I'll go I or N.
Do the I.
I. Ding, ding, ding.
And Drew Mega is cracked.
Cracked.
Nice.
Nice work, Drew Mega. I was on the verge of clicking all the letters in rock brats though. All right, 8:16. We got time for one more. We're up to 481 balloons. Very low chance that we will get to the 500 level today. But right now at 481, your category is outer space.
In space. Space. Space.
Can we get dump truck, please? That's where all the stuff that the dump truck is dumping goes anyway.
In space?
Space. Space.
Powerful dump truck.
Pluto. The best damn planet in the world.
Guess of Pluto, guess of boat shoes.
We're on it.
Ooh, I like Quiet I'm Gaming going for a big one.
That's a big swing.
And dump trucks, all is one word, Towns informs us will fit.
S. No.
Oh. I guess that takes out Ford Focus, all one word too.
R.
I tried R for supernovas and dump trucks and it didn't hit. Although I'd already tried the S for supernovas, so that was redundant.
E. Ding, ding, ding. T. Cha-ching.
It's outer space,
D.
and I guessed ET.
No.
Just saying.
Also, I like how we guessed E, T, and D. They all kind of rhyme. That's all. An I from Calaf.
I. Yes.
Nice.
Ooh, meteorite was a good guess before we got the I placement.
Yeah, and we only have one T.
A.
A. Yes.
Bob?
Bob's being very confusing. He's using the buzzer for both sides of it. Like, it definitely sounds like Bob's buzzer is like the wrong kind of buzzer, but maybe he's trying to indicate that you guessed correctly.
N. Ding, ding, ding.
You gotta pick one, friend.
You can only have one friend. You heard him.
Which friend do you pick, Bob?
Hello, Grim.
Okay. Bob's made his choice. What is trainate?
No idea.
Downs, it starts with an I.
Anyone need a good spritzing?
It's a puzzle, maybe.
It's a weird one.
Oh, this is from
Illuminate?
space. Illuminate from quiet.
Now that's a big swing.
But doesn't that kind of make sense? Nothing has really made sense categorically today.
Cracked.
Nice.
Oh, Downs thought it was a T. Which I could kind of see if you thought the blank was still there.
Yeah, it's confusing. The underscore goes away once you have a letter, so sometimes the T's and I's are confusing if you look at it the wrong way.
So to recap, transportation was dump truck. Outer space was illuminate.
Nature was raindrops.
That was the closest one.
Yeah.
I think you all deserve a round of applause for just persevering through that mess. $485 balloons. Nice work. That is an all-time record on Gaming Morning Show. K-Laf says Monster still being must still be hungover from football yesterday.
The monster also hasn't eaten in months. Don't know how it's surviving.
Well, wait. Are you suggesting that the monster eats the person floating from the balloons when we lose?
Absolutely.
No, I thought he just like held them in the mouth, kind of like a long.
You don't hear the
flavor.
You don't hear the bones crunching when we lose.
Sean's like, I've had nightmares for years. Downs really wants us to brand the 500 record as a 500.
I like it.
Good job, Quiet M Gaming. Nice work. You all did great there. You should be very proud of yourselves. Keylaf says Monster hungover from football. Drew Mega says good stuff, gang. Hangry Monster. The monster absolutely eats the person floating from the balloon. Okay.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, Downs says maybe the monster eats all the other losers who play this game. It's not our fault we're cracked at this game.
They're just jealous.
Every time we win and the person... By the way, have you ever noticed how the person floating from the balloons, after we win, pops all of the balloons ungratefully and then just jumps on the monster's head?
Like he could have done that the whole time.
So if we lose, why doesn't the person just stomp on its head?
Or maybe just let go and do that in the first place. Get out of peril. Stop begging for our assistance.
We're sitting there trying to save your ass, and you could just hop on top?
Yeah.
With Pop?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Bob knows everything. Didn't we establish the monster was our own fears?
Sounds like something we'd come up with.
Is this intrinsic? Is that the right word I'm looking for? I don't even remember. You miss me having problems with sleep apnea, though. Like trying to say that word. Oof. What's wrong, Hefty?
Tricky.
I suffer from sleep stevia.
Sleep Activia.
Oh no! Nice work. Good reverse. I always like a nice reverse clear. I've reverse cleared before. I'm being serious. One of my favorite Rocket League moves. Yeah, Downs, the monster is all of us. Okay.
We are the monster. Bump, ba-da, bump, 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 bump.
It's like that Breaking Bad speech where it's like, I am the anger. I am the nightmare. Can't remember what the line is, but Walter White's like, I am the one who knocks. Maybe the monster's the one who knocks.
It's true.
Are we to a point where we should be working on specific assistances for you, or are we still got a ways to go?
Nah, we're still good. We just do whatever. The next stage opens up tomorrow, halfway through our show, I believe. Or maybe it was Wednesday. I don't know. Sometime this week, the next stage opens up, and then we'll have lots of challenges to work on.
Good morning, Final Hour crew. Welcome to Zevtastic. It's good to see you this morning.
Hello, FHC.
I am the danger.
Russ.
Oh, no. I think it's time for you to talk about that.
Our good friend Danger Russ?
So yesterday I showed the Subway Russell Wilson commercial to Hofbrew and Sean. And their reaction was all that I would have expected.
Yeah, I have so many questions. And none of them are, can I please go get Subway? Which is usually the intended reaction to a commercial. But yeah, the commercial itself, very, very uncomfortable, awkward.
You ever do anything dangerous?
But more importantly, that's when I learned that Russell Wilson's is it his Twitter handle? Is Danger Russ?
Dangerous.
Yeah, very clever.
So you need to watch the Subway commercial. I'll try to find it and put it into chat. It was a TikTok-only Subway commercial. I don't really know where it fits into Subway's like overall marketing scheme, because right now, you know, they've been spending a lot of money on athletes talking about sandwiches on TV. But then they brought Russ apparently to do a TikTok commercial. And one of the questions I think Sean has is, was this specifically supposed to be just like an online ad?
Yeah. Well, and I think you pointed out there's no like Subway branding other than the sandwich he's holding.
Yeah, and he says Subway at the very beginning. We originally thought that like he doesn't even mention Subway at the very beginning, but yeah, it says, "You want to try my Subway sandwich?" And then that's it. The sandwich also looks like a pita. Like the way that he's able to hold it, it looks like he's eating like a Subway wrap almost. Have you ever ordered a wrap from Subway? I know they make them, but
I don't. As we discussed yesterday, I don't really eat Subway. Not really a fan.
Sean doesn't like to eat fresh.
No, I like to eat as unfresh as possible. Oh, jeez.
I reacted late to that. I wasn't like purposefully not going after it, but I was like, man. Oh, that's the fish celebration. It's been a while since we've seen that one.
So floppy.
The antithesis of Splash.
Yeah.
Zep says I hate it here. Why do you hate it here? If we're the monster, then who are the friends? Monsters and Friends podcast comes out later tomorrow. If we are the monster, then who are the friends?
Get to the ball.
If you'd like to listen to the prologue of the Monsters and Friends podcast, be sure to do it right now. Prologue available. Sorry, I was not in the right frame of mind to be saving that goal. I was thinking of the dangerous sandwich.
Have you ever done anything dangerous?
I have. Oh, King Gray said, I am the train driver. And that's why Zev said, I hate it here. I am the train driver. I am the one who knocks. Autobots, roll out. Fudge Village. That was way too hot. You enjoying this game?
No.
Do you want to try a new one?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, Zevtastic says Fudge Village. Speaking of Fudge Village, next week we'll resume the game Fudge Village. Very excited about it. It's part of GMS Tuesday nights, which debuts tomorrow with GMS Game Night. We're going to have Hey, It's Brendan TTV. VG did try. And the Element of One going to be there. We can ready up and just jump back in. And then if you need to jet, you can always take off before. So, but that'll happen starting at 8 p.m. Pacific time, and then next week it'll be the return of Fudge Village, GMS Fudge. We'll play Resident Evil Village, and Sean says we're more than like. Sean said we're more than like halfway through that game. Some speculation was we were only like a third of the way through, but you think we're closer to the halfway point.
I think so. And that's why we're going to just stay up all night till we finish the game.
GMS Tuesday nights, 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific time. A very noticeable ending to that session of time. Mercifully. All right, it's 8:30 West Coast time. It's 11:30 out east. It's 4:30 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Stick around. We will be doing the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews coming up in about 10 minutes from now. And then if you're watching somewhere on Twitch, we'll send you somewhere. Thank you for being along for the ride. Quiet suggesting we just call it GMS Tuesday nights into Wednesday mornings. I'm going to be really interested to see, though, if anyone watching in the UK shows up for GMS Tuesday nights at 4 in the morning. Nice. King Ray, I am the train driver. I am the one who doots. There we go. Now we can have a little better start of pace. We just were struggling that last game. And I guess I feel bad because we have complained before when people forfeit at 7-0, but just it didn't feel right.
Yeah, we at least waited. There was only like a minute left or so. It's not like we forfeited 3-0 and there's still 4 minutes to go.
True.
Which happens to us all the time.
Downs goes, it's going to be tough on a school night, but much like GMS After Dark, it's a good thing to watch on VOD to fill time between GMSI. Oh, I guessed that it was going to go more to the middle, and they angled it to the left. Watch this. I'm bouncing off the back of the net, and I'm like, okay, it's going to go to the center.
So close.
That's wrong. Quiet says, we need one time zone so we can all do everything together. Circadian rhythms be damned. Yeah, no one needs sleep. Wouldn't it be really cool, though, if, like, there was a part of the world that was incredibly, like, nocturnal by nature, and so their time zone, like, they were up while other places were, you know, awake because of the daytime, right? But, like, they thrived on the daytime, and then there's other areas that thrived at the nighttime. So we were all technically awake at the same exact time and sleeping at the exact same time. I feel like that was a 4 a.m. conversation I just had with myself. Could you imagine if, like...
Hello, FHC.
It's good to see Sis. Thank you for being here. Last chance to answer our topic of the day question, which has to do with National Techies Day. We're asking you, hey, what's the coolest tech item that you would like to have that you don't currently have, or maybe something that you would like to see, like, made? We've had answers like 3D printers, I talked about wanting that like sleep ring that you put on your finger and it like measures stuff for you, but you never have to charge it, unlike a smartwatch. That'd be kind of cool. We had Vendetta saying cats with microphones in their mouths. I would love to have like that be not as incognito as it sounds. So it's just basically Arturo holding a stick mic out of his mouth.
Right. It's the microphone's just clearly visible.
Yep. It's like, is that cat recording us right now? No.
He's wearing a backpack that's clearly a microphone.
Why does that person have a reel-to-reel machine? That cat. Why are they recording analog still? Where's their DAW? Oh, I just realized we could have had a Lady Gaga parody song called Da Da Ah Ah Ah, all about working on digital editing.
It's not too late.
The fun thing would be to get to all work on GMT, so I would be fine. It is kind of nuts to think about, like, the different time zones. So. Kalaf says golf sim or swing tracker. Those are really cool. I was fortunate when I was working at an institution that had a golf simulator. I was able to use it. Unfortunately, it died like the first month that I was there.
You broke the
golf sim? It wasn't my fault. I should have made that clear. Why can't the golf team use the golf simulator anymore? Hefty broke it. It's my fault. Dungeon Master KJ, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Hello, FHC.
We're asking you National Techies Day. What's the coolest piece of tech that you still want? This is because today is about encouraging students to consider a career in technology. That's what National Techies Day is. I do like the idea of the coffee maker that makes itself, but I would want it to have like a week's worth of grounds that you'd have, so you don't have to reload it every week. And then like it was like it got enough water attached to it too. Like that would make automated coffee much better. Because I currently have a coffee pot with a timer, and that's great and all that, but I have to reload it every night. Sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. It's 10:35 here. It's good to see you, Mel. Thank you for being back. Appreciate it. Oh. Sis says time zones be whack. I'm happy though that like I deal more with time zones this day and age than I did ever in my life, and there are online tools that I can drag a like line to my current time and see all of the other time zones. Because if I would have had to do that manually, oof, there's a lot of math involved in that. The frustrating time zones are, there are some that are on like the half hour. You know what I mean?
That's always, that's, things get too complicated with that. That should be illegal.
And I get that places are more condensed. I mean, we live in the U.S., which, you know, is a mammoth-sized country. So. No. Yes. All right. Cool. 8:37. 11:37 on the East Coast. It is 4:37 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Everyone say goodbye to Sean. Sean's going to take off a little bit early. We'll be here until the end of the show tomorrow. Thank you, Sean. I hope you have a great day.
You bet. Goodbye.
Goodbye to Bear Bear. Goodbye, Bear Bear. Goodbye. I'm Hefty Goof. We got 10 minutes of the show left. Then we're going to take you to the best moments from today, and then we are going to send you somewhere if you're watching on Twitch. Thank you for being here for this morning radio show that plays games. Let's get you the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Re-News in just a bit. I got to sneeze. Just a sec. Woofda! That was a big one. Yikes. Like, really had to sneeze. Ouch. All right. Thank you for being here. Like I said, I'm Hefty Goof. GMS Tuesday nights debuts tomorrow. We will have Element of One, VG Did Try, and Hey, It's Brendan TTV for GMS Game Night. We're going to play the Game of Life. I'm very excited about it. My favorite board game of all time. Definitely like some card games, but I've always been more of a board game kind of person. So by and large, that is my kind of favorite one. And then you have to factor in daylight savings time. Oh, Sis is so right. And we experienced that firsthand on this show when we first started realizing that we're afternoon drive in the UK. We were like, oh, yeah. We started to have a lot more people from Europe join us for the show than we ever had anticipated. And then it's like, okay, it's 8:39 and it's 12:39. Like when it becomes 7 hours, it's really bizarre. So never ready for that. Down says those 30-minute places are just trying to be cool, but failing. Thank you for the bless you, says. Kalaf, not to worry, when Yellowstone erupts and the super volcano spews enough ash into the stratosphere to blot out the sun, we'll be able to share a global time zone in total darkness with the rest of the world. Thank you, Kalaf. Dungeon Master Cage says, oh, fun, I love that game. Mel B says, I'll probably get results tomorrow for the test that I had run on Friday. I hope those results come back the way that you would like, Mel B. Big laugh. K-Laugh has kind of got that Debbie Downer moment there. It's like, wah, wah.
The Seattle Superphonics.
All right, thank you for being here. I don't know what Bob was talking about there. It's time for the Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming Renews. Please get ready for your takeaways that were pretty okay. What is something you learned from this edition of Gaming Morning Show? These are the headlines that Sean shared with you in the 6 o'clock hour. Horizon Zero Dawn Remake Remaster and Horizon multiplayer game reportedly in development. That's from Wesley LeBlanc of Game Informer. This brought up a good conversation. Like, it's definitely in the idea of, like, there's no way to make everybody happy. I'm sure there are many people. I suspect, I can't be sure. I suspect there are many people who are very excited about remakes and remasters, including for games that are within, like, the last generation of, you know, the current console. So, like, I think Horizon Zero Dawn came out in the PS4 era. If they're going to make a remake or a remaster, that's going to be available for PlayStation 5. Sean suggested, like, maybe waiting until it skipped a generation. So wait for the PS6 to make a remake of a PS4 game. Drew Mega talked about waiting like 7 to 10 years just to continue to get new types of content into the gamer sphere. You know, it's a good way for people who've never heard of the game before to play it, but with the current, like, generation's capabilities, I suppose. I think it would be really neat if they took things like this, and if you bought the original game, then you can get the next one for a discount. And if that's the case, that would be really neat. Like, I feel like that would be, at least for me, would make it feel like it's a better cross between, like, the money grab that sometimes it feels like it is, and the purpose of, like, introducing the game to a new audience. So, good conversation. Apex Legends limited time Halloween event is going on. Cass Marshall of Polygon had this story. I do remember that they had, like, the Halloween Shadows event a couple years ago, and they brought that back last year, where if you get eliminated, then you come back as, like, a shadowy figure, and then you can go eliminate other people. They're gonna have different modes this year. I think the thing that I'm most excited about with this particular mode is the fact that it's going to happen on a like nighttime Olympus map. So that's kind of going to be cool. And then, man, if you like Sonic the Hedgehog, especially like the 90s animation of Sonic the Hedgehog, you're going to love potentially these new clothing options, a collaboration with Rowing Blazers. There is like it's like a black blazer with these broad red stripes, like on the is it the collar that runs all the way down to like the chest on a blazer, and it's got like the little Sonic patch there. It looks really, really cool. So yeah, if you like Sonic clothing, retro Sonic clothing, especially like 90s styles, this might be might be in your wheelhouse. So you can check out some of those. That is the story from Brian Shea of Game Informer. All right, what games were out today? We had a narrow list. Guardian Tales, woo, out for Switch today. Marauders, out for PC. And our name of the morning went to Mars Base, which is out for PC today. Sean kind of baited Drew Mega and just asked Drew Mega to pick a random number between 1 and 3, or said pick A, B, or C. So Drew Mega picked Mars Base. Didn't know that they were picking Mars Base, but that's the case. So Drew Mega picked our name of the morning this morning. We are going to have our name of the month announcement tomorrow, and then on our Patreon only Discord, we will give you information on how to win the name of the month, because we have that coming up tomorrow. So if you've been wondering, where have been those name of the month giveaways? Well, we finally have them back now. So, yeah. And if you would like to become a Patreon subscriber, you can. We currently still have tiers that start at $1. We're going to make some changes to the subscriber tier starting in mid-October. If you are currently a Patreon subscriber, nearly 30 of you are, be sure to check your Patreon email or go to patreon.com/gamingmorningshow and read an update on your tier. You do not have to change, but we do want to make you aware of some perk modifications that are available to you. Go to patreon.com/gamingmorningshow. All right, it's 8:45 West Coast time. Mel B, my friend's having surgery this Wednesday. Hope it goes as well as it possibly can. This day in gaming history, we told you about Nintendo putting out Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness this day in 2005, as well as 2K Games releasing Conflict Global Terror. 2014, Nintendo put out Super Smash Bros. Video game. That was for Wii U and Nintendo 3DS.
We don't talk about Wii U.
2017, Microsoft put out Forza Motorsport 7. Today is Sting's birthday, Kelly Ripa, among others. The singer Tiffany also has a birthday today. We also told you about a Michigan man's cat that's 18.83 inches tall, was awarded the Guinness World Record for the tallest living domestic cat. We also told you about a moose that stopped by a Maine daycare. Everyone was fine. It's National Child Health Day, National Consignment Day, and National Boyfriend Day. So, what are your takeaways that were pretty okay? What is something you learned from this morning radio show that plays games? Right now, it's time for the clip of the day. The clip of the day. Hey, look, it's the clip of the day. Toot toot. So, Vendetta, I gotta ask them, what makes you want to have the cat with the microphone? Like, what's a use case for that? You got someone you got to keep tabs on, Vendetta? Vendetta says nobody suspects a cat. What's that cat just sitting there licking its bottom, but pointing its mouth straight at us?
Why does that cat show up every time we have something suspicious to talk about?
You got the stuff? Yeah, you got the stuff? Mm-hmm. That's perfect segue. That was our clip of the day, because it had to do with Forgettable Vendetta coming in, talking about the tech that Forgettable wants. Is a cat with a microphone in its mouth, kind of like Spy style. And I think that's perfect, because I want to give the Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match award today to Forgettable Vendetta. Forgettable Vendetta is not in terms of like number of messages sent in our chat, even close to the 999 plus club, but comes in every day and answers our question of the day as the greeting. And that was hilarious. A cat with a microphone installed inside it, and then said, too late, the CIA already did, but nobody suspects a cat. So to you, Forgettable Vendetta,
Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match award.
brought to you by Diet Sunkissed Orange. So, all right, we're going to take you to the best moments from today's show, but first, what are your takeaways that were pretty okay? What is something that you learned from today's show? And then we're going to send you over to Beat Cleaver, just an alien trying to find its purpose on Earth, broadcasting improvised beatboxing and live looping music with freestyle raps and other glonky nonsense. Come bring your beautiful selves and let's fly around the universe of sound. Alien safe zone, no cyborgs, no hate speech. So,
Alien says it was pretty okay.
So pretty okay to send us over there. If you'd be so kind as to say, good morning from GMS, we would truly, truly appreciate that. All right, takeaways that were pretty okay. What is something you learned from today's show? And then we'll get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. And remember, we are going to have the opportunity to have the first ever GMS Tuesday Nights episode. We're going to welcome in Hey, It's Brendan TTV. We are also going to have the Element of One. And Hey, It's Brendan TTV. I already said that one. VG did try. That's the other one that'll be joining us coming up tomorrow. So very excited about that. Thank you for being here wherever you may be on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. We truly, truly appreciate it. I'm going to make one change, so give me a second because this is something I've been trying to do for a little bit, and it wasn't working, and now it's going to work. I just need to be able to do that, and that, and that, and bring that down like that. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, that's what I needed. Love it. Love it very much. All right. Takeaways that were pretty okay. My takeaway is from Drew Mega that a dump truck moves dump. That's so true. That's so true. Yeah, don't let the person floating from the monster's mouth was kind of odd today. K-Laugh, takeaway, the KC Royals are named after cows. Yeah, so if you appreciate cows, much like King Gray does, then there you go. That's exactly how it works. It's not the quantity, it's the quality. Absolutely, Sis. Absolutely. Nice work. The taller they are, the better the record. It's all about cats. It's all about cats. So, all right. My takeaway that's pretty okay is the Kansas City Royals thing caught me off guard. What was another one that I had today? Oh, Sean can do electricity from Sean's fingertips, which is pretty impressive. It just happens to sound like a very small blender. So, all right, there you go. GMS Tuesday Night's coming up tomorrow, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Please say good morning from GMS to Beat Cleaver. We will see you again for more Gaming Morning Show, as we do Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time. Again tomorrow. For us and for Sean, I'm Hefty Goof. Thank you for having fun with us. Stay tuned. If you're watching on Twitch, we'll raid over to Beat Cleaver after today's best moments. This has been Gaming Morning Show. So, Vendetta, I gotta ask them, what makes you want to have the cat with the microphone? Like, what's a use case for that? You got someone you got to keep tabs on, Vendetta? Vendetta says nobody suspects a cat. What's that cat just sitting there licking its bottom, but pointing its mouth straight at us?
Why does that cat show up every time we have something suspicious to talk about?
You got the stuff? Yeah, you got the stuff?
Meow. He starred as Baron Frankenstein in the 80s film called The Bride.
Baron Frankenstein?
Yep.
Interesting. Message in a Bottle, I think, was a rock band song.
Sounds right.
I'm pretty sure it was. I probably heard more Message in a Bottle playing rock band than I saw any other time in my life. Quick sidebar. Having Sting be a singer but also a very famous wrestler was always confusing.
He's so multi-talented.
You know that stereotypical like surprise wrestler entrance where it's like, oh, my God, that's Sting's music. When you replace one Sting with another, it becomes kind of funny.
They should have teamed up.
That's Sting's music. Message in a bottle. Sharpshooter. NFL Films is a good case study because the way that they were able to present the game of football back in like the 70s and 80s to kind of grow that game, they were revolutionary. So
nice.
Always had those like deep voiceovers. It was a frozen tundra in Lambeau Field.
I want to see I guess football would be the best. Some sort of football documentary, but the guy just has a really nasally, squeaky voice for the voiceovers. That could be great.
It was a warm day in Lambeau Field. I'm a real boy.
It was the first Sunday of November.
Yeah, I leave my house. I'm going places that I go every single week, but I open up Waze because I want to know if there's going to be any traffic disruptions. So,
And I delivered pizza in quite possibly the last generation of pizza delivery drivers that didn't have GPS, because it was around, but it was you would have to, like, most people who had it had like a GPS device, and so it wasn't as common. Yeah, it wasn't as common. Some people had them for sure, but I did not. Deliveries. You selected the deliveries you were taking and went through, and it showed you on our map where it was and whatnot.
Wow.
So it was fancy.
I was still doing like, they're in A4. I was playing Battleship delivering pizzas.
Miss.
4.